doesn't tell me.
Hey guys, can you all see us? I think. Hi, I'm PM Asher. I'm the marketing director at Trendy Entertainment, and we have Josh Isom over here. As you may know, I am Isom or Hitmonchan.
Yeah, hey guys. It's been a while since we've done a Twitch stream. Excited to be back.
Bum bum bum.
Some
So you can
drum
see.
roll.
So we also have playing for us today. We have Steven Squitieri. He's one of our elite QA members.
How's it going, guys?
So yeah, so we're showing off Dungeon Defenders 2. We're going to be taking questions. We're going to be bringing developers in that you want to talk to. We're going to have Brad Logston on as well. And we just basically want to have fun with you guys. And after this, we're going to start this every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. So we're really excited to play with all of you. Maybe if you go back to the tavern a bit, we can take some questions about the tavern and show you guys around. So in case you didn't know, for everyone who doesn't know, we just released the Dungeon Defenders 2 pre-alpha. We're about halfway towards being sold out. So if you want to join the Defense Council and help play Dungeon Defenders 2 and make it a better game, then you can head over to our site at dungeondefenders.com. So cool, with that arbitrary plug out of the way, we can take a look at what Steven's doing. Right now he's staring at Lily. You can see actually there's a really funny story. I'm gonna just provide developer commentary because I think it's fun. There's a really funny story behind Lily. When we were originally making the MOBA, we had this little wizard dude, and he was a pretty funny guy in the hub. So he's kind of been transformed into a female called Lily, and the whole point is she's an upgrade shop. She likes to combine different things together. There's some like really unique ideas that we have for her down the line. I think she might have a tail if you look behind her, because she fused herself with something. I don't know if that got removed or not. At one point in time, her concept had a tail. Can you see? Oh, I don't think she does.
It seems
anymore.
cruel that we removed her tail.
She's supposed to have a little pet that's like half cat, half something else. We'll see when that happens. But yeah, if you want to fuse something together, we can show off the new upgrading system. So like, reading the comments of it. So like you all know, DD1, you all know DD1's upgrade system. It's awesome. We hope that you'll like DD2's upgrade system as well. Basically, the whole point is that we think it's fun to fuse items into other items. So you put swords into swords. This isn't really written anywhere in the game, but if you put swords into swords, then your sword will get better and have a higher chance of getting better. And if you put relics into relics, those will get better too. See? What do you want to do, Steven? You want to upgrade one, or you want to play?
Do we have anything in our inventory?
I'm pretty broke.
You're broke.
You're broke.
So you do need gold to combine your items, and combining higher tier of items into items will make you get more experience. Apparently he's broke, so maybe you should sell some stuff, and then we can start.
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool. You don't want to sell stuff at the shop.
I'll do it.
Okay, cool. So you can guys see here, this is our new forge in Dungeon Defenders 2. It's very shiny. Very shiny. Actually, so we let so like I said before, the Defense Council, they've actually been around for about a year. We let 500 people in almost a year ago, and we're letting more people in now on our site. And they actually got to design this forge, and so that's how it is the really shiny purple giant thing that it is today. You can kind of see here one of our goals in DD2 is just really minimal UI, really showcasing the characters and the art. So that's kind of on display here. Unfortunately, Josh and I's face is kind of over all the items we have equipped to the Huntress, so you can't see all the epic gear that she has on. Sweet. Alright. If you have some gold, let's upgrade something real quick, and then let's jump in the match. We have 4 people in here, so I think we're good. Oh, sweet. Upgrade that shit.
Do it.
Oh, am I not allowed to curse? Probably not. Sorry, guys.
You are a vulgar man.
Alright, you can see here. You can skip this if you want. That's everyone's first reaction is, holy crap, can I skip this? But if you don't want to skip it, you can also watch it. I'm very upset that this bar is still gray. So the game is in pre-alpha, so the gray bar will hopefully not be gray when it's done. But you can see you just got 4 upgrade level. Oh man, how many?
These are pretty good items.
4.5. Alright, what do you want to put those points into? Let's see.
Let's ask the
let's
chat.
ask them. What do they want? There's hero damage, there's defense health, and there's defense power. Guys, which one do you want? Hero health, defense health, or defense power? First person to tell us.
If someone says
we're gonna
defense
put all
health,
the points in the first person, but don't say defense health.
because I will come in there and I will slap you.
The poster competition is for everywhere. We'll send the posters to wherever we need to send them. Josh will yell at me later for saying that though.
Good, I see hero damage was the first one I think I
Perfect.
saw.
Hero damage. Thank you.
Good.
If you said defense health on the Huntress, we would be concerned.
Woo!
Alright, cool. Alright, let's go. You can see this is the new mission select screen. You can see a nice little pre-alpha bug here. The inventory screen is still showing. But yeah, which map do you want to pick? I think you're the leader, right, Steven?
Yep.
Probably.
You can see, so the way that Dungeon Defenders 2 works is
It's
that...
bizarre, right?
Yeah, let's do Bizarre. Go ahead. Yeah, do hard.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you can see the way Dungeon Defenders 2 works, we have a map screen instead of just a map select. And actually there are different difficulty levels for each level range. So you can see here, I think he just got into, well, he's in the 15 playlist, so... Oh man.
Awesome.
This guy's crazy. I'm a little scatterbrained, but, so basically this is, I think, the only enemy in the game that doesn't actually attack.
Mhm.
Instead he runs to your defenses and burrows in the ground, and, well... If he burrows in the ground near your defenses, then your defenses are pretty screwed. It just dramatically debuffs them. So
Does he still have his regenerating health?
he does still have his regenerating health. So if you're an apprentice, an apprentice is pretty weak DPS because they're apprentices. You might not want to try to fight that guy alone. I don't know if this is still in the pre-alpha, but a couple builds ago, his regen was actually so strong that you had to have significantly invested in hero health to be able to actually kill him at all as an apprentice, which I actually really liked, but I feel like because I play the monk. But I think that other people did not like.
Yeah. I mained the apprentice and I was pretty mad.
Well, that's too bad for you.
I hate you.
So cool, for people just tuning in, you can see we're playing Dungeon Defenders 2. Dungeon Defenders 2 is currently in pre-alpha, and we actually have a very limited number of seats for the Defense Council, which is a group of people who get to actually change and influence the game, available on our site right now. You can see at the link below. Steven's actually playing with 3 of our defense counselors right now, so not only can you play, but you could also be on our Twitch stream. But hopefully they don't figure that out and start typing bad things in the chat. Let's
Well,
see.
we do have band power.
Yeah, we do have band power, so that's good. Yeah, so someone's mentioning in the comments about how the upgrade wheel works. So depending on which items you put into other items, like if you put swords into swords, or if you put relics into relics, it actually increases the chance of the experience you get. And the way we've kind of designed it is a fun way for you to be able to optimize the experience you gain from putting items into items, but at the same time not having to worry about maybe get a random roll which will ruin your legendary item forever because you didn't get the best random. So cool, you can see here basically we have 2 huntresses. So this is a fun story. So look at the huntress's bow and arrow animation. Notice how she's holding it gangster style, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this was actually a great comment from the Defense Council. Do you remember who commented about this?
Oh man, I forget.
Should look.
Yeah.
Give him props. Anyways, we put in legendary items. So she fired like a normal video game character. Because no video game characters actually fire bow and arrows correctly. But she fired like a normal video game character for the longest time. And we started to put in legendary bows. And we have this one really dope legendary bow, which is like a giant ram head. And one of our defense counselors, Josh, is going to look it up. He actually got it. It's really hard to get legendary items. And he's like, what the hell, guys? You can't see the crosshair with this awesome, huge bow. So we were like, crap, all of our legendary bows are awesome and huge. So we made her shoot gangster style. This way she holds her bows like to the side so that we can have these huge bows, and now you can still see your crosshair. So you can see here, we have our new tower placement system in Dungeon Defenders 2, which everyone is using to great effect. Oh man, those towers exploded. What are you doing, Steven? You're supposed to carry these people.
I'll try harder.
You should. Alright, you can see here, this is one of our nice temporary pre-alpha tutorial videos. That's nicely explaining to everyone who cares to watch it, which I'm sure is very few people. How you can... Oh, thank you, Steven. Oh man, it's a Dark Mage. Sweet. So you guys remember these guys from the first game. In the second game, they don't get their skeletons till a bit later on. I think it's tier 3. But their skeletons are very mean. So I think you're going to be happy that you won't see them until you're like level 20. But yeah, they do the same thing they do in the first game. They follow enemies around, except this time they fly and they heal them, and they really annoy the crap out of you. Let's see what people are saying this stream. Oh yeah, so Mr. Diamond Pig asked, is it possible to play this game already? Yep, it is. If you jump down to the link below and click Join the Defense Council, we actually have a few more slots available on our website to purchase the game now and play. And the most important thing besides playing is giving us feedback on the game, because we still have a lot of work to do. It's only pre-alpha and we're excited to kind of change the game based on what all of you guys say. So you can see here, they all hit G pretty early and they're still building during the combat phase. So just like the first game, you can still build during the combat phase, but now you're not stuck in place. So you can still run around and kind of own stuff and defend the towers that you're building. And that's a really clever, clever ice trap, frost tower spot. You can see in the middle lane, this guy actually built one of the fun things in DD2 is all the different places you can build things. He kind of snuck the frostbite tower on this little, I guess, what is it? A shopping cart. What are they called? Bazaar stand? I don't know. On the corner over there, and it's blowing enemies down as they come in. So cool. What, Steven, what specs did you level up this Huntress in?
Brent, got him. Charge,
Okay. So yeah, so one of the things you'll guys notice, Steven, when you look at items, if you find some cool stuff with special stats, you should hold over it. But there's a lot more stats in this game than the first game. We support special stats now, and also when you level up your characters, you get to pick like deep spec nodes, not just put your points in stats. So basically, the way DD2 works is that gear is for your stat points, and then leveling up your hero is for your like your spec nodes, which change how your defense and how your abilities. That way, it kind of gives you a little more variety.
Yeah, for example, the Apprentice has a spec for his Frostbite Tower. So the Frostbite Tower slows, but if you spec into it, it has a % chance to freeze enemies solid. And the more points you put into it, the higher that percentage chance is. And different specs have different effects, but some do percentage, and some just do a flat X every time that you do it.
So cool. I'm reading some of the comments over here. Let's see. We have one asking to tell you anything about pets. So no, we cannot tell you anything about pets. And the reason why is because we have not started working on pets yet. Well, actually, no, that's incorrect. We do have some concept art for pets that's done, but we have not actually put pets into production yet. So there will be pets, and they will be exciting, but right now we're really just focused on the core gameplay of the game itself.
I mean, honestly, we should just put the concept art in there, and you can have floating 2D
That's
JPEG
true.
next to
There
it.
also is a pet shop in the tavern, but it is closed because we have not started making pets yet. So it's hard to have them available to be earned in the game when we haven't made them yet.
So something that Steven was showing that's pretty interesting is that in DD2, the billboards will show you the threat level of the lane, and depending on the difficulty, these lanes can change. So if you see a red throbbing exclamation mark, you know that you'll want to focus some upgrades in that lane. Something that we're on hard, right? So something that we might also see in this run is you'll see the colors underneath the billboard indicate the threat. And
Do you have a purple lane?
we do not have a purple lane yet. Maybe we should hold that off until we see a purple lane. If we don't see a purple lane, I'll explain it. But
So one of the big changes in DD2 from DD1 is that there's actually a slight randomization to the lanes. We kind of call it a dynamic difficulty. So there's some special enemies and some interesting waves that you can get out of the lanes when you play. So you kind of have to press shift and take a look at the billboard because you might have to adapt on the fly. Let's see, what are people in the comments saying? I think a couple of people are complaining about purchasing pre-alpha access. We have a, so I mean, all I'll say to that is that, you know, we're looking for people who really are interested in being a part of the development process, playing the game early. We don't know when it's going to release yet. It is pre-alpha. There's no microtransactions in the game right now. So if you want to play the game as it is and help shape it, then we're happy for you to come play and let us know. I think we're going to prepare a video possibly in the future showing how different the game is linked to the current defense counselors. But it really is a lot different, and we want people who kind of enjoy that experience and play the game now and help make it great.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Wither Beast was barreled in just then.
Yep. Oh man, that's not better for you. So someone's asking, is there a way to pay for it with not a credit card? Unfortunately, right now you can only get into the Defense Council with a credit card, but we are working on adding other payment methods. Actually, just saw a mock-up from our web company earlier today, so we'll let you guys know when that's available. And I apologize for the oversight on that part. We're more concerned with kind of getting the build out there.
Yeah.
So it's been, I think our current defense counselors can tell you, it's been a little lonely. They've been about 500 people for an entire year. They've actually been playing the game since it was a 1-level vertical slice. I think we put this game out as early as possible because there were a lot of changes to DD1 that we wanted to make, and we wanted to make sure that despite all those changes, the game still felt like DD1. I think that's something that I'm proud to say that most people say that we've accomplished, and that's pretty awesome.
So I do see some comments about adding in microtransactions. Do you kind of want to tell them our commitment to microtransactions?
Yeah. So I mean, first and all, is what everyone is going to want to know is that this game will never be sell gameplay advantage at all. Period. We're firmly entrenched on that. So we have a blog post about that. You can see at our blog, and I think we need to get an information page up. We switched over our website, and we have no information page about the game.
Yeah.
So that's like honestly my fault. So I apologize. The website's really pretty and it has a Twitch page, but no information page. So yeah, it'll never sell gameplay advantage. What's some of the stuff we do want to sell? Well, to be honest, we're just focusing on core gameplay right now, so we really don't know. But this kind of stuff we're thinking is the kind of stuff like Path of Exile or games like that use. We have some tower skins that we want to do. We have hero embellishments, which we haven't really revealed yet, but are basically like cosmetic loot for your character that you can get by playing, and you can make look more awesome as you level up. And we also have skins and all that other good stuff. So we're excited.
So I saw Steven setting up on the far lane. He was setting up one of our elemental combos. You wanna?
Oh yeah, cool. So you can see one of the bigger parts of Dungeon Defenders 2 is actually this elemental combo system, and basically it's just in general combo system for the game. So oh man, someone says we're video game saint. Yes, thank you. Yeah, no, I really do want to stress the fact that there will be no gameplay advantage ever in this game. We're actually even trying to avoid any boost as well. We have a couple cool ideas for global boosts that everyone would get. But like literally everyone, but we don't even want to do shortcuts for power. But yeah, so the combo system, which is awesome, and you can probably see it over here. It's basically all defenses and abilities and loot, and basically everything in the game has a trait, and certain traits combo together. So you can see here, if you get wet and then you get electrocuted, you will be shocked and stunned, and these proc. So if you get a lightning bow, you can also proc this combo. It's a lot of fun ways to level up. I've seen a couple of huntresses, with a lightning bow, just placing geyser traps everywhere and then electrocuting guys, and monks who are trying to find, water staffs in order to use with their lightning oars, which is kind of a little bit of a funny thing to have a water staff. I guess it really makes our monks like Avatar. But yeah.
Someone's asking about minimum specs. If you click the button in our channel bio, it'll take you to the store page, and at the bottom of the page, it'll tell you the minimum specs for the pre-alpha. It is. I saw someone asking about Mac. It is. The pre-alpha is Windows PC only right now, but we are developing the full game for
Steven, kill all those warlords.
for
Jeez.
Mac and Linux.
You're not even helping them. Oh, you can see her first ability right there. So the Huntress is more of a CC character in the sequel. So her actually, her first ability. Oh man, so now he's using his second ability. The first ability will actually stun a bunch of enemies. Here we go, you can see this. So they get kind of stunned in place. Not close enough for you to see a nice little VFX they have over their heads, a little stars.
So something we haven't mentioned is that he's defending a valve right there in that lane. So that's actually a sub-objective. So we have objectives and sub-objectives in DD2. If a sub-objective fails, it's not game over, but it will open up extra difficult enemy lanes that are positioned in places that are less than ideal, usually positioned closer to your core. So you'll want to keep those alive, and I believe if it's not already in the game right now, they should be also tied to additional rewards for keeping them alive, like extra experience and extra gold.
Oh man, it's your first ogre, Steven.
Oh boy.
Absorbs
we're
massive
describing
damage.
him, a juggernaut.
You also have to shoot the red glowing
Alright, this will be fun.
hot spot.
I think you should just troll everyone you're playing. Oh, Josh will be mad at me. Don't troll the people that you're playing with. Take
Yeah,
out,
so everything else.
You should-
take out the
you-
ogre.
You should just sit back and see what they can do.
Yeah, so it's like none of this looked good for you, or you're just ignoring it until the end.
Well, I have pretty good food.
Oh, you're down leveled. What level is your... This is actually something that we've been getting surprisingly good feedback about. Dungeon Defenders 2, actually, the pre-alpha features a down leveling system. That was a kind of a test at letting all players of any level play with other players, but not just kind of ruining the game. And so Steven's actually down leveled right now. But you're playing as 15, but what level are you actually?
Might be 25.
Oh, so Steven's the max level. If you see people max level in the game, it's probably because they work for us right now. But I think we have people catching up to that slowly. Level cap is too low. Are you at the level cap yet?
If you are at the level cap, you and I need to have a talk.
Yeah. So Dungeon Defenders 2 pre-alpha right now, the level cap is 25. So it seems low, but we're only in pre-alpha, so there's a bit of a ways to go. All right, so we are on the final wave. Is there anything else in the ogre lane, Steven?
21 Draken.
21 Draken. That should be fun. Okay. Well, I guess you guys aren't using very many kind of like stationary defenses in the middle lane, so you should be okay.
We'll
We'll
see.
see. We'll see. 21 Draken and Ogre should be interesting. So those of you just joining in, we're playing the pre-alpha or Dungeon Defenders 2. We actually have a very limited number of people who are able to play the pre-alpha right now in the Defense Council, and that's available for sale on our website, which you can follow the links below to get to, www.dungeondefenders.com. We have Steven here, awesome QA dude, who is actually playing with 3 of our counselors right now to show you guys where Dungeon Defenders 2 is currently. If you guys have any questions, please throw them in the comments and we will answer them in 4 attempts.
Someone asked, how do you see which enemies are showing up? If you hold down the shift key, it'll pull open the billboard.
So this is a perfect example of being pre-alpha. There's literally nowhere in the game right now which tells you that the shift key does anything. Except maybe the options menu. But I don't know if the options menu tells you it either. But we've kind of taken a lot of the tower information from the first game and moved it to the shift menu. So if you want to see what we call, internally we call the things that have enemies on them billboards. So if you hold shift down, you'll get to see kind of a detailed list of what's in the billboard. And that's actually pretty important in this game because the things that come out of each lane randomized. So you kind of need to know what's coming. One of the cool things that we have in PD2 that we kind of had in PD1, but we simplified here, is that each enemy has a resistance. In PD1, enemies would have a resistance to a certain elemental type. That would be the only thing they resist. So, like this orc over here could have fire resistance, and you'd be like, shit, we built fire lane. That sucks. And you have to go kill him. But that didn't really end up mattering kind of in the late game. You just had the right set of stuff that killed everything. Oh man, you saw that ogre just got stunned by the elemental combo. So in Dungeon Defenders 2, what we have is only elemental
Oh, I think he's gonna kite him.
resist and physical resist. So basically, lanes will randomize in one of those resists. either elemental or physical, and because of that, your setup won't be completely ineffective. Kind of like how you react to the individual moves. All you'll get to do with the combo here, that's the Dragon on fire. So this is actually pretty perilous right now. I don't know if they're gonna win. Oh, you can see here, so it's really cool in Dungeon Defenders 2, you're not always protecting Eternia crystals. The story does revolve around that, and no, the story is not in the game yet. That's one of the things that we're working on. But it will be cool, I promise you. However, you don't always defend Eternia crystals through the story. So here, actually, you're kind of fleeing this bizarre area, and you run into this old man. Oh man, what'd you get?
You just got gooed.
That's all powerful. He's already got a mythic set. Anyways, and this old man just refuses to leave. So you and your friends are kind of like, well, I guess that we're gonna defend him anyways. Actually, the animation when he loses is really, really funny because he runs away. So I'm almost tempted to tell Steven to try to force him to lose, which he seems to be doing a good job
I
of.
think Steven just listened to you. He just gave up.
But I think the counter.
Oh,
he did. You can look at it. Look, he runs away.
yeah, he left.
Yeah, he runs behind.
How did an old man leap like that though?
Man,
He, like,
why?
flew.
Oh,
Oh, there
we
he
go.
is.
He comes
He's
back.
like-
He's like, oh, it cut off.
Oh,
I
there
think
he
we
is.
Still see him
Go
turn
look at him.
around. Go look.
He's
Yeah,
running
he's
away.
running away. That's awesome. I love it. There's lots of fun stuff like that. In the game.
He was so strong until he blew up his cart.
Yeah,
And he became a
he's
coward.
like, I guess I'm out of it now. And actually, you'll go back to the tavern, and now you'll see him sitting there in the tavern, just being grumpy. There was
yeah, because you pretty much killed his cart.
yeah.
You monster.
What was it? What is he called? What is he called in the tavern right now?
Stubborn old man?
Yeah. There was there was one accidental defense council build where we named him a bad name to be funny internally, and it got out.
We should have just left it in the game.
But we fixed it, so it's okay now. You can see this is an example of being pre-alpha. Why don't you upvote some people? This doesn't do anything yet, but it gives them a nice satisfying noise.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't just downvote. Man, Crate's gonna be pissed off. Why is he gonna get into bad matchmaking pools? No, it's not. Like that,
Nothing.
don't worry. But he's also MVP, so there you go.
There you go.
So yeah, so there is a social score system that we're starting to kind of hook up, where you can upvote and downvote good players, and hopefully eventually it'll group good players together and bad players together, so that people have more fun public matches. For those of you just joining, we're playing the pre-alpha of Dungeon Defenders 2, and you can see here, if you want to go on the leveling screen for a bit, this is actually how you level up your characters now. So you don't just put points into stats, you actually put points into specs. Do you want to like maybe respec to show some of like the differences here? Maybe have nothing in anything and then put it all in. Can run and gun work if you're like shooting in the tavern? Alright, cool. Well, you should put it in nothing, and so they see how fast you run normally. And then, alright, so this is the normal Huntress without the spec. You can see not quite as glacial as DD1, but pretty slow. And now let's, come on, click faster. Alright, we got this. This is like 20 max level leveling up on the respec thing. And so now,
Shoot.
Yeah, you gotta shoot these towers. You gotta shoot. So everyone remembers our dummies are still here.
Oh, look at
You
that.
can see. That's awesome. I didn't even know it got up that fast.
Can we get like a Speedy Gonzalez skin for
Well.
her? Well, no.
Yeah, no. But we will have cool skins for her. We actually already have, what is it? One skin for her made?
Mhm.
So cool, you guys can see here, switching characters at the Forge. Oh yeah, do you want to go through and empty out your temporary item box?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see here in Dungeon Defenders 2, we have a bag system in the game. So basically, you can sort and organize all your stuff. And we also have a temporary item box. So one of the problems in the first game, and we think possibly even more of a problem in this game, is just what will happen if I fill up all my bags and I don't want to get any more? Do my items just disappear? And of course the answer is no. You actually have temporary space for 24 hours, so you just have to sort through all of that. Actually works pretty well. It also catches all the gear that falls off the map. So if you shoot that wyvern and you see a legendary piece fall out of it, you don't have to be super upset because it'll magically appear in your forge. think the Ethereum gods kind of like scoop it up and bring it over.
So this is your last chance. If you're watching on the front page, go ahead and click on into our channel. We are giving away a signed DD2 poster pack. We're giving away several throughout the stream. So all you have to do to enter in is to type in hashtag DD2 into the chat, and then we will do the first giveaway. We have 166 people entered in so far. So
yeah, these posters are actually really fun. Basically, we wanted to do a Valve or TF2 style kind of war propaganda poster for the Defense Council. The story of the second game is not written in stone yet, so if it changes between now and launch, I apologize. Oh man, it's Mr. Spinny! Look at this guy. Upgrade him. Upgrade him. Make him super powerful. Awesome. Now everyone's joining in Mr. Spinny. This power actually deals enemies more damage the more you hit them. But,
story?
Oh yeah, story. We're not done yet.
Good story.
But basically, the old ones from the first game, if you guys got through all of the expansion packs, which is a very small percentage of you, they're very difficult. You thought you defeated the old one, but you actually just unleashed his hordes over the land, and people in Etheria. So you got that bug. This is a bug that's been reported a couple times that I got last night that we're now a successful repro for. Put Mr. Spinny in front of the right. You just put Mr. Spinny in front of the war table, and then you attack him a bunch.
Solid.
Yeah. So you can see here, you kind of start in the tavern at nighttime, and this like very lazy war recruiter. Man, all your characters level 25. I wonder how that happened. This really lazy war recruiter kind of can hook you up with a group to play with or let you play by yourself. That is a lot of new entries into the poster contest. Are you guys entering because you like the posters or because you like free stuff?
I think I can answer that one.
Yeah.
So you can see here once again, we're at the map screen right now. The pre-alpha has 10 maps in it. If you want to play them for yourself, you can visit our website, and only if you want to help us make them better, though. I will preface that. So if you're looking for a finished game, no. But if you want a fun development experience, you're a big fan of Dungeon Defenders and you want your opinion to help shape Dungeon Defenders 2, then we'd like you to join the Defense Council.
Someone asked, is 1080p coming anytime soon?
It should support 1080p,
Yeah.
and if it doesn't, then that is one of those nice bugs that you should tell the Tavern Keeper. I've been playing at 1080p on my computer, so.
Alright, so we are going to roll for the first giveaway.
Oh man, this is exciting.
Can I get like a drum roll or something?
Yeah. Alright.
The winner is...
Wait, no, skip that person. Go to the next.
Oh, poor guy.
I'm just kidding, do that person. You'll be angry.
And the winner is Lost in Web. I will type it into the chat. Congratulations, Lost in Web. Contact our moderator, awesome_defender, and we'll get you. We'll get your information so we can send those out to you.
Cool, so that's our first winner. We're actually giving away these posters. It's a limited run all this week. If you check out Facebook or Twitter, we're going to be giving them to you. They're kind of in celebration of what our current defense counselors would say is finally expanding the defense council. So, if you can't see and you're just tuning in, guys, we're playing Dungeon Defenders 2. This is the pre-alpha available now on our website. You can see here, Steven just loaded into one of my favorite maps, actually, which is Ruins. So this map is actually has a fun development history because it started as kind of like a happy like Banjo-Kazooie like tropical map.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the block out for it, and through all the concept art and everything, it actually got to be a very fun, moody level. Then we went through some very interesting game design times. I think this level was well known early in the Defense Council because we put some very fun air lanes in that actually like circled around and swooped in from different areas and basically made it impossible to play. But I thought that was fun. But unfortunately everyone else did not. So the map is has a much more intuitive layout now. You can see here this map has two main cores that you have to defend. These nice little statues in the, you can see that Steven's looking at. Then we also have two sub-cores. And this map is a little mean because if the sub-cores go down, then both of the main cores, they actually open up a lane right behind it. You can see he's looking there. So you actually have to kind of surround your defenses around the whole core.
Yeah. So you mentioned statues. You want to talk about the environmental traps? I don't think we had a chance to do that.
We didn't. So this map is actually really cool there too. So each map in Dungeon Defenders 2 has a map gimmick. That's what we called them in the first game in the DLC. But in Dungeon Defenders 2, they're actually environmental traps, and they're activatable traps. So this map actually has kind of these crystal statues. Steven might go to one and show you really quickly. Is that a frost weapon? Water. Oh man, you got the water staff. You should kill them. Set up a bunch of lightning towers. This will be fun. But basically, you can place this sentry crystal anywhere, and it acts as kind of like a tower and shoots enemies down wherever it's active. And there's two different places on the map. 3 places? I think there's 3 places on the map that it can be that you can kind of choose between. Yeah, there you go. And you can swap it by shooting as well. So if you see a side of the map and you're like, oh man, there's a ton of enemies over there, and we need our power over there, you can just shoot. And it'll transfer over there. Oh, there's 4. So there you go. So kind of see. I always place it on the left side. Here, I think almost everyone else does too. But yeah, do you guys have any questions so far?
Yeah. So someone asked, will there be split screen?
So local co-op is on our roadmap. It's important to note that our roadmap is not set in stone, and it's going to flex kind of depending on what players of the game want and need. So it is something that's on our roadmap, something that we really would like to get into the game. Like I said before, our first focus right now is still on just kind of developing the core of the game and making that awesome. So we're pretty focused on doing that first. There's still some major systems that we haven't gotten in yet. Pets, or feats and badges, or end of mission rewards, those kind of things. So still working heavily on those. Our summary screen is still super old purple art from the days of too much purple in the development of Dungeon Defenders 2. Some would say those days are not gone yet.
No. Someone else asked, will there be controller support?
Yes, there will be controller support. So we know a lot of people love to play with controller. I love to play with controller. I've actually played this game with a controller, but I'm not telling you which. However, yeah, we are working on controller support. I don't know when we'll get it in. We're really focused first and foremost of getting keyboard and mouse to work as good as possible, because the first game had a lot of like concessions for being designed for both. So we're focusing on mouse and keyboard first, and then we're going to focus on controller, which will mean a separate UI for controller and all of that jazz. So we're pretty excited about that. You can see here Steven's playing by himself because he's a loner, and he's a lone wolf, and he's playing the. I'm sorry, Steven. He's playing the monk right now. You can see here he's sending in the Serenity Aura. This tower actually debuffs enemies and buff you. So you can kind of see the buff around the monk. And he has a water weapon, which I'm going to show you. Basically, it's really cool because he acts like King, gets enemies wet, and then you can see there when they get dealt lightning damage, they get electrocuted. It's a really cool combo for the monk. All the waves in DD2 really ramp up a lot. They kind of start a little slow and let you and your friends start to lay out the basic defenses of the map. And once you've got that, they ramp up. Are you playing a hard difficulty map? Oh. One of the other things that you'll notice as we go through is hard in Dungeon Defenders actually means hard. Well, in Dungeon Defenders too. And a lot of different gameplay elements change when you play hard. They give you a challenge instead of just stat number increasing. Part of that is kind of different wave formations, those sort of things that are particularly scary. So we'll see once he gets to wave 2 and 3 and 4 of this map with our dynamic map difficulty. I decided to pick the fight against.
So have we talked about the javelin throwers yet?
No, we haven't. What do they want to know?
Well, I just feel like we haven't talked about a lot of the new enemies.
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought they were gonna say they hate. So yeah, Dungeon Defenders 2 has a lot more enemies than Dungeon Defenders 1. You're dealing with them now. kind of the first thing we did when we were making Dungeon Defenders 2 was go, hey, we're a tower defense game, so what enemies that are in every tower defense game are we missing? And the answer was a lot. So we kind of went through to flesh out those different, prototypical tower defense traits. So we obviously have the cannon fodder. Those are our goblins. We have what Josh was so kindly referring to as a javelin throwers are our long range basic enemy, light enemy. We also have the Draken, which are our long range heavy enemy.
And speaking of new enemies,
oh man, we have the Kobold Flyer. So, this is funny, he's a kobold, but he's from the air.
he is so upset.
All the kobolds are so sad in this game. Actually, for our posters, we had a really funny one involving a sad kobold. But, unfortunately, we decided to go with hero posters instead, so the sad kobold poster didn't get made. But if you guys want to see a sad kobold poster, please tweet at us and tweet, what's Enrique's Twitter? Enrique R. We'll look it up and put it in chat for you. Tweet at him and tell him to draw you the sad kobold poster because I want to see it too, because it was hilarious.
You should tweet at him with hashtag sad kobold. And then he'll be like, why are these people like tweeting me with this hashtag?
I'll have no clue and it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, I got it right there.
So for those of you just joining in, I don't know how many more of you are or are not, but we're playing Dungeon Defenders 2. The Dungeon Defenders 2 pre-alpha is available now on our site, but only join if you want to play a very in-development game and want to help us make it better. If you don't want to do that, then wait, please. Right now we're really focused on just getting the best gameplay possible, and in order to do that, we need lots of people to play and tell us what they think. So we're really excited to Tuesday? Start getting people in. Maybe as we play, I'll tell you some of the stuff the old defense counselors have affected in the game greatly. Let's see. Oh, so this is one of them that's still not quite fixed, but they improved it a lot. There was a lot of kind of debate over how traps and auras could be kind of placed within one another, and a lot of bugs associated with that, and it's pretty clear that the answer is that they should, well, the answers that we came up with our counselors was that auras should not be able to overlap. So auras of the same type can no longer overlap in this game, so that kind of makes the monk more fair. I know a lot of you had plenty of fun stacking auras in DD1, but now you cannot. And then also traps can overlap with auras, and this kind of allows some of the combos to take place. For example, you can see in front of him that he has the geyser trap put in a lightning trap. This will actually shoot enemies up in the air and then stun them. So cool, do you guys have any questions so far? Is there anything that you'd like us to see us play in the game? Any levels you'd like to see, heroes you'd like us to play? Let's take a look at the comment. Okay, so Frozen316 says he will not be playing Dungeon Defenders 2 if you have to have a Playverse account to play online. So, you do not have to have a Playverse account to play online. And actually, if you get Dungeon Defenders 2 right now, it's only available on Steam from our site, and all you do is put in the Steam code, it downloads through Steam, and you play. So, yep, there's no Playverse downloader, there's no Playverse account or any of that necessary. Huh?
I was just saying about those javelins. We haven't really talked about what they do. So whenever they throw their javelin, it will pierce through several defenses. So if you use the Dungeon Defender setup of having blockades with towers behind it, you're probably going to be in for a bad time unless you take them out. And then we haven't talked about the Skyguard tower right here. So
I'll show the Skyguard tower, man.
The monk finally has a tower. It's a purely anti-air tower that shoots in 360 degrees. If you have someone like the Apprentice who has the tornado ability to knock enemies up into the air, they'll also hit those enemies that are knocked up. So you can set up some Skyguards and have an Apprentice in a lane and kind of do a defense ability combo. Just let him crash into it.
Yeah, let him destroy it.
Make him feel good before he dies.
Let the world burn.
Oh, we didn't get to see it.
Yeah. We still don't have the alpha transparency in this board.
How has the Apprentice changed, if at all?
Oh, that's a great one to talk about.
Yeah.
So the Apprentice. Can you switch to the apprentice? Do you have one in your hero deck?
No, in build phase.
Oh, okay.
Next
Well, next map. Well, why don't you just leave this map? Oh, no, don't leave this map. I want them to see the cool hard stuff. Okay. So the apprentice, you're not going to see it while we talk about it, which is going to be weird. But basically, if you guys can see on our roadmap for Dungeon Defenders 2, all the heroes have to go through a revamp. The only one that has gone on through one so far is the apprentice. Talk a little bit about what that meant for him. So first, his tower kit. We felt that the original apprentice that we'd implemented in the game was all kind of scatterbrained and a little weird. So we kind of went back to the drawing board and we said, what is the apprentice character for? What is he supposed to do? And we came up with that the apprentice is for big range AoE, right? You look at his like mana bomb, right? That is like the wide range AoE strong and powerful attack that's in Dungeon Defenders 1. So we kind of made sure to extend that to all of his towers. So the first tower he has is the Arcane Barrier, but this doesn't work like a normal blockade from, well, what it used to be before he changed it was just like the blockade from the first game, except it would actually push enemies back. So this is kind of cool because you could, put it in front of a geyser trap and it would push an enemy back into the geyser trap. They'd go up in the air, you could hit with something, come back. It would create these fun loops, but it didn't really make sense with his character. So we actually changed it to be to fit his AoE theme, to be a tower that goes up and down. Whenever the wall goes down, it deals AoE damage to everything around it, and it costs almost nothing. So the idea is that the apprentice has a wall that you can put in multiple levels. So it's kind of like an AoE wall. You can put like 3 rows all in a row, one in front of the other. You can put ores in between them, put traps in between them, and they'll all go up and down kind of in order, slowly filtering the enemies and letting them die as they walk down the lane. So that was the first change. Second change was his Fireball Tower. So originally we had this fun idea where we're like, the Fireball Tower should be a lightning tower. That was pretty dumb idea. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But basically the fireball would hit an enemy and then jump and hit another enemy and get up to 5 enemies. But it was pretty stupid. And stupid lightning. So we actually made the Fireball Tower an AoE Fireball Tower, and it's awesome. When we get in the tavern, I'll have them show you all the new towers. The next thing we did was the Frost Tower. It was really cool. When we first put it in, we're like, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna shoot enemies. It's gonna hit single target. It's gonna be like the single target high power defense, and it's going to freeze enemies over time. They get frozen, then you can combo, you can smash them, you destroy them. It was fun. Except it was really OP when you would just freeze an ogre after hitting it for a long time. And we could have put in stuff to kind of make it make sense, but it wasn't the most useful. It was either not useful at all or super overpowered. So we changed it, so now the Frost Tower is actually AoE slow. Once again, all of his powers are AoE, so it's AoE slow. It kills a whole group of enemies. And then you can actually level it up through your spec nodes. Oh man, look at all those dark mages. Have a chance of actually freezing one of them that can proc, and then you can destroy it.
Can you get there?
I don't know, you just gotta keep them killing one of them. So the last apprentice defense that changed was actually the final tower, the Shadow Tower. This was originally envisioned as kind of a line, kind of like a piercing shot, but that just didn't fit with the rest of the kit. It's kind of all AoE, regular AoE. So we ended up doing what we actually changed to long range AoE AoE towers. So basically you can have kind of trick that pops from the ground pretty far away from them kind of kill them. That is a lot of damage. Oh man, so you can see it's summoning all the skeletons now. That looks awesome. Take it out. These are kind of destroying the lane. I think you need a friend, or you need, or you need a couple.
Would you like to phone a friend?
Guys out. Yeah. At least there's a bunch of loot. Oh man, you saw that? Is that an epic across over there? Oh yeah, perfect. This is my favorite bug in the game. Well, you just gotta go kill everything else. There's only 4 more guys in the wave. This is the best bug in the game right now. If you encounter it, please post your hilarious videos on the forums. It's invincible skeletons. They are indeed invincible. We don't know why. All you can do is wait. until they get timed out. But if you kill everything else, then you might be okay. Luckily, Steven, he survived. So yeah,
Someone said, can we turn down the volume of the game just a little bit?
yeah. They want to hear our beautiful voices, Steven.
Hey, you want to handle that?
I don't know how to do that. Do you know how to do that?
Just turn down the volume in the options.
In the options.
Oh,
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Alright,
There you go.
fine.
So cool. So if you guys are just tuning in, you're watching Dungeon Defenders 2. You're looking at our beautiful temp pre-alpha options menu right now, but now we're back in the game. And Dungeon Defenders 2 is actually available on sale in pre-alpha right now to a very limited number of people on our site. So if you want to come, you want to be one of the first people to play and help us make the game better and let us know all of your thoughts, then please join us. Right now we're going to look to the questions a bit and try to answer some. Let's see. Oh man, the comments are scrolling too fast.
My bad. I just pretty much encouraged them to spam.
That's fine. That's cool. Someone said they like the new UI. I'm glad you like the new UI because the old UI was horrible. And if you look, there's still some remnants of the old UI. That's what I was saying earlier in the stream. It was our days of too much purple. But we try to take a very minimalistic approach to a lot of the UI in the game. And you'll see if Steven, if you go over to the Forge really quick for the new people, Steven hates me telling him how to play the game when he's just trying to beat the enemies. Yes, he's double sad face. You can see here how basically almost all the menus in the game, the camera shifts, it focuses on your character. You actually get to see stuff you're equipping as you equip it. All this stuff isn't in yet, so look at all the nice coming soon buttons. You can
So
see.
beautiful.
Yep, beautiful. Do you have an extra weapon to equip? No. Oh, cool. You can see there now he's got the Tarzan staff. You can switch back to your good staff.
Was that the
cool.
turtle shell staff?
Yeah, I think so.
Or coconut?
I think it's coconut. So at one point in concept it was turtle shells.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, it's coconuts. You're right. Oh man, I think there's also a turtle shell.
Can it?
one.
Do they
That
make
might
like
be
a
the skin.
Do they
though.
make like a coconut noise when you hit someone?
I don't know. Ask that.
Yeah, Zach's over there.
Zach.
Hey, Zach.
What up?
Does a coconut weapon make coconut noises?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Is it going to though? I think if you guys on the stream want the coconut weapon to make coconut noises when you hit things, just let Zach know. If enough people ask, then we'll force him to do it. He'll actually have to go buy coconuts and bang them around for a bit and record it, and then we can put that in the game. So let's see. Any more questions? How are you guys liking watching the game so far? Is Steven interesting enough playing? Do you need to get someone else to play for you? I think these are yes to the coconut noises. There are a lot of yeses, Zach, so I think that we have your next task.
Yeah, I don't think you have a choice at this point.
What are you working on right now, though? What are we distracting you from?
What are you working on?
What am I working?
Yeah.
Wave 3.
Wave 3. Oh.
Alex.
So Zach's not even working. He's playing the game.
come play with me. Come play with me.
Join his game, man. What level are you?
I am 16.
Yeah, join it.
Okay.
Steven, can you invite him on Steam?
I'm pretty sure we're friends.
This is a
Pretty
different
sure we're
account.
friends.
Alright, cool. Bring it in our.
You've
our
had your
audio
moments in the
guy.
past.
This isn't my account, so.
So yeah, don't. Everyone add Steven when you see his Steam name pop up on the screen.
This isn't my Steam
Oh,
account.
it isn't your Steam account? Whose Steam account is it?
That's a test account.
Oh, okay, that's fine. You can add this test account.
Is it just Artorias? Or is it?
So is this game multiplayer? Yes, this game is multiplayer, and we're actually bringing an audio directive right now. For those of you that don't know, Dungeon Defenders 2 is a 4-player cooperative action tower defense game. Basically, you gotta protect stuff from the bad guys, and there's a lot of bad guys, and there's a lot of stuff that you gotta protect. So you gotta do it with your friends. We'll see. Is he inviting you, or are you inviting him?
I just invited him.
Alright, cool. So Dungeon Defenders 2 will be available on Steam. Right now it's available on our website in pre-alpha, and if you want to help us make the game, we actually give you a Steam code. Get a beta release Steam code of the game, and then you can play it on Steam with your friends. So let's see. The first DD was very easy to hack, and then yes, exactly. So there is no hacking right now in Dungeon Defenders 2 because it is server run. So that is a plus for many people, except for the people who are hacking. And now they actually have to play.
Did you get that invite?
Bill, I have a serious question for you. Someone wants to know if the game will be on the Dreamcast.
So
I hope
if
so.
you send us one Dreamcast for every developer in the studio, we can attempt to support it. I don't think it will work on the Dreamcast. I think that there's too many. There's the graphics are too high.
Maybe we tape them together.
in the simplest term possible. No, the game runs on Unreal Engine 3. I don't think actually Unreal Engine 3 is supported. I don't ever think there was an Unreal Engine 3 game on the Dreamcast.
No.
So I think that's unfortunate. However, we might be able to put a very small PC inside of a Dreamcast.
That would be an awesome mod case.
And then you can feel like you're playing it on the Dreamcast. I think I have a question for you guys. Would it feel better if you were playing it on a Dreamcast than on the PC? Would you feel more satisfied?
And you could put your pets in that little virtual memory card and like take them around and feed them.
Is the game going to be... Oh, I just ignored everything you said
Oh, that's
for
perfect.
Taco the Slayer. Because Taco the Slayer wants to know, is the game going to have DLC? The game will not have DLC. Dungeon Defenders 2 is eventually, whiles away, going to be free to play, and we will not be selling... Oh man, we got another player in. We will not be selling any gameplay advantage. It'll be similar to Path of Exile in those games. You get to buy cool skins for your characters. Some skins are coming back from the first game. Some skins will be new. And there's other nice cosmetic goodies. There's going to be tower skins that I'm really excited about. Can't wait to make... Oh man, what are some tower skins? We haven't even thought about monetization yet, to be perfectly honest. We're just focused on making the game as good as it can be right now. But if we were to think of
I don't know if we
monetization-
can do it, but I want the flame burst to shoot out flaming chickens and have like
Me
feathers
too.
explode.
And feathers. And it can say, what's the chicken place in Breaking Bad?
I don't know, like
Pollo Loco? Something? I don't remember. You guys tell us what it is. Maybe, I don't think we're allowed to put that in the game. Hide it somewhere. If we were, Danny would have done it already. Our creative director, Danny, is a big fan, Breaking Bad fan. Alright, so you can see here we now have Zach and Steven playing the Ruin level. This is, I believe, the 20 plus difficulty. This is the 15 to 20 difficulty range. So it's gonna get pretty hard. They're playing hard mode. So you can see here, we'll see how they do. They're on wave 4. Was there a special wave? This wave?
Yeah. Javelin throw lane.
Javelin thrower lane. Where's the javelin thrower? So Dungeon Defenders 2 actually has a dynamic map spawner, which kind of changes the game up as you play. And you can see here, it apparently spawned a javelin thrower lane. So we'll see.
someone just said that the fried chicken or the chicken tower should explode in fried chicken like wings and legs.
Oh man, there's actually already in the first level of the game.
Yes.
There are environmental traps in the game, and in the very first level there is a I don't know, we don't have a name for it, a fire cart, and it's like this nice little barbecue thing. It has a fried chicken leg on it, and you can hit it, and it just spits fire out at the enemies, and they all burn and die, and it's pretty fantastic.
So this is an important question. Are you able to play DD2 by yourself?
Yes, actually, Steven is forever alone, or was, but now he's not, and he's playing by himself. So yes, the way Dungeon Defenders 2, the way Dungeon Defenders 2 works is that you get into what will eventually be a group hub area, and then from there you can either spawn your own private tavern, or you can spawn public group tavern. And then the private tavern you're kind of in control of, and the group hub is all quick matchy and auto selects leaders and rotates leaders round robin and all that fun stuff, so you can have a fair gameplay experience with it.
Sorry, you just let off the Nanobomb, finally.
Oh yeah, finally. Oh wait, we do have an apprentice here now.
Yeah.
Oh, we got 3. How did we get 3 people?
Here's the third.
Oh man, now we have a defense counselor in the game.
Was that-
Hopefully they're having fun. They don't know they're being streamed. Oh man. All right, let's see. So what's in this lane? This is the 5th wave. We have very high priority lane. Is it an ogre? Is it something else? Because there are something else's, and I hope it is a something else. We'll find out.
Really? The ogre pun?
Oh, they won't end. I'll be kind though.
Be kind. So let's see, what are people in the comments saying? Will you have to buy the new character all the time the one is released? or will it be available and his things for sale? So yes, the characters will be available and his things will be for sale, except his things will not be gameplay advantage. They will be fun costumes and other fun stuff to show your friends. So.
Someone said, can you play the game with the joystick?
Well, I don't know if you can play it with a flight joystick, but you could probably map it. The game will be playable with the controller. I think actually if you join the Defense Council, one of our Defense Counselors has created a custom controller profile, so you can use that for now. We are working on controller controls, and in the future we will have an update, possibly in the far future, for full controller support, including a UI that actually functions for controller. But right now we're really focused on mouse and keyboard and just making the best loot game we can that works on mouse and keyboard.
Someone else asked. Someone asked, do you plan on Oculus Rift support with the joystick?
So I was actually at Valve this last week and I got to do their VR demo, and it's pretty awesome. Making Josh build ad over here about it the whole week. But
So jealous.
But actually, I don't think we'll support Oculus Rift. So we do have one in the office. I think that would probably make you grow up with our game. And if not, it'd be like looking at a toy box, moving them around, which could be pretty cool, but I think is a relatively low priority. I guess. Well, I would ask the comment threads, but I'm pretty sure they'd troll us if we say, would you rather have Oculus Rift support or pet? I'm pretty sure they might say Oculus Rift support, but I'm pretty sure the answer is no. For those of you just tuning in, we're playing Dungeon Defenders 2. It is a awesome, badass 4-player co-op action tower defense game where you get to defend shit and you get to kill shit, and it's fun. That's my simple description of it. Right now it's in pre-alpha, so it's also not finished. We need your help to actually make it better and get your feedback and make the game the best it can be. So if you want to give us your help, you can head over to our website at dungeondefenders.com, and we're letting in a few defense counselors right now help make the game the best it can be. Oh man, we just heard the secret time from our producer for when he'll be joining the show, but we're not going to tell you. So Brad is actually going to come on. We're going to have him jump on the Defense Council forums and actually go through some of the excellent posts that people have left and kind of give you an update on what feedback we have and how we're going to kind of be taking what you guys are saying with respect to making the game better. Oh man, you can see that Ogre's dropped awesome stuff. He just dropped 4 things. I think he dropped a mythic relic, but unfortunately you died, so you're going to have to go back down and check out what it has. Maybe it might have some aura range increase on it. Let's see. Okay, that's not the mythic though, man.
No, it's an epic.
You're right, it was an epic. My eyes can tell the difference between purple and
You should probably get that checked out.
probably. There will be colorblind support in eventually.
That was the world's most perfect segue.
Yes. But for now, purple is...
Yeah, it had health restored every X seconds.
Oh man, health regen. So yeah, so we have special stats now. They're fun. We have health regen, we have mana regen, we have better repair rate, we have increased aura range, increased tower range. There's all fun stuff that you can get on top of your base stats, which are defense power and defense speed and hero health. And no one likes hero health except for Squires.
I'm getting an MVP star.
Oh man, is that gonna give you an MVP star?
No, whoever it's big is.
Oh man, really? He knows what MVP stars is?
I'm proud of him.
I'm proud of him too. It's not explained anywhere. This is the pre-alpha. There's a lot of stuff that's not explained. It's still fun. You can press every key and find out what they do. Some of them do fun things. If you press H, you might want to press it again because it will hide everything. So.
Pro tip, you should always press L everywhere.
Yes, L is actually the best key.
L is win.
In fact, the best thing to do is to tell other people to press L. Josh will be very mad at you.
Someone asked, if you purchase pre-alpha, will you have access to the full game?
Yes, so if you purchase a pre-alpha, you will have access to every version of Dungeon Defenders. Obviously, warning, eventually the game will be free. But for now, there's no microtransactions, there's nothing in the game to make it a free-to-play game. So we hope that you enjoy playing it and giving us feedback as is. And even when there is microtransactions, they'll be cosmetics only and have no gameplay advantage. So hopefully you will still enjoy the game, except you will be able to enjoy it with a lot more people, which is kind of our goal. So you can see now we're looking at the hero deck. Do you want to, let's,
Any suggestions?
yeah, who do you want him to play with? Alright, we're going to sit here. No, that would be boring. You should go over to the other hero manager near the tavern dummies, and let's show them what all the apprentice stuff does that we just talked about. So part of the pre-alpha, we're actually doing revamps of all the characters. The only one we've completed with our defense counselor so far is the apprentice. So we're going to add the apprentice to our hero deck here, kind of show you all of his powers. You can see here his flame burst tower. You can look at it, kind of wimpy AoE, only 270 damage. You should upgrade that thing. So this is one of the big things in Dungeon Defenders 2. As you upgrade stuff, it gets massive and looks awesome. This is a max upgraded Dragon Tower. You should stand by it. You can see it's taller than the Teenager Apprentice. Look at that thing, crazy. And now it's dealing 811 damage. So this is AoE Fireball. It's exactly what I just said. It's an AoE Fireball. Show off the Arcane Barrier. Steven hates the Arcane Barrier. He's smiling right now. This is the first time he smiled.
Well, it's because you mentioned something I hate.
That is true. But I like the Arcane Barrier because it's fun. You can line these up in a row, and they kind of rise and fall, and you can filter enemies through them. So you can see here, this is a row. Cool, and now let's show the, we want to show the Frostbite Tower. Oh man, here we go. You can see this is an AoE
Look at
slow.
that range.
This is awesome. Look at this thing. Look at all of its slowing snow. That's it. Flip up. Alright, slow down.
You should show him the range on that thing, like back it all the way
Yeah,
up.
back it up. Back it up. This is all. I actually really like this tower a lot.
Me too.
It's one of my favorite. Super long range. Put this all the way at the back of the lane, slow everything down as it comes up the lane.
That's not even
You can upgrade it for even more range. Look at this range. Let's see how far this goes. This thing's
It goes
crazy.
so far.
He's level 25 though. He's the max level in the pre-alpha, so this it has a very far range. You can also level it up to make it freezing, which is even more fun. Then we can take a look at the Earth Shatter Tower, which is telling you is kind of the
This is my
long range
favorite.
AoE. This is your favorite?
Yeah.
Think there's a bug where it doesn't.
No. Such a cool tower.
Yeah, let's just do this.
Yes.
Boom. There we go. It doesn't like to work downstairs right now though, so it's very awesome and scary, except in the face of stairs. Sweet.
Look at that.
Look at this thing.
So
Oh.
my favorite thing about the tower is that it actually, the explosion has collision. So if you use it on like a tight, narrow bridge, enemies will get stuck behind it, and you can use it with the frostbite, and it's like the world's best like slowing device combo. Look at that. Didn't you guys go through so many iterations on?
The
how
art
that
team
works?
like had a very difficult time figuring out how this rock thing was gonna hit up from the air. Kind of the visual language. I think there was a big question over how does it feel like a magical rock, but then also not like an Eternia crystal, and then also not like the oh man, it's all birds. Boom. Oh man, the dummies catch on fire now.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's awesome.
That's like really new.
Yeah, the dummies didn't work up until recently. Cool. So
So who are we playing as? I don't think I saw anybody say that in the chat.
all right, I think we should play a match. Can you please make a map dedicated to the Cobalt Flyer? Is there a Cobalt Flyer special wave?
Not that I know of. There's a
We need
there's
to
a
tell Steven.
special cobalt one.
There is, but I don't know if there's a Cobalt Flyer one yet. I think that would be in like when you get the highest item power. I don't know if people have gotten this far yet, and you unlock some of the hard difficulties of the endgame maps. Yes, there are some really crazy special waves of enemies that are a lot of fun to fight. Can you guys play Throne Room or something cool? I mean, everything's cool, but
Of course, everything's awesome.
but also, can you play like Ramparts or Throne Room? I think you should play Ramparts.
Yeah.
Can you do Ramparts hard?
Try it.
Yeah, let's try it. Josh says that you're not allowed to lose on the stream.
Mhm.
Long run losing this
So I asked him if we could play, and he said that we couldn't play because we would lose, and that people don't like to watch people lose.
So there's a lot of pressure on you right now, and you sounded
Yeah.
100% confident.
Oh yeah, I'm confident of something.
Everybody has the expectation of a victory right now.
Yeah.
That's good. Never got it.
Sweet. So for those of you just tuning in, we're playing Dungeon Defenders 2. Dungeon Defenders 2 is an action tower defense game that supports 4 players. You guys to team up and basically slaughter a bunch of orcs and goblins and dinosaurs and magicians and what else can you kill, Josh?
Mages.
Female orcs.
Which
And male
those are a
orcs.
fairly recent addition.
Yes, the female orcs are new. I don't know if we've ever shown them on the stream before. I mean, we haven't streamed in like a year, so probably not. Oh man, look at this thing. This is the elephant gun. This thing's awesome.
We actually have a name for it?
No, we don't, but it looks like an elephant.
You're
The
just trying.
silhouette is an elephant. So it's
What?
yeah. So what's really cool about this thing, you can see it's firing off in the distance, killing the non-existent plot elements. Actually, it's taking down the airships, which are gonna be a big part of the game later. Yes, this is the giant elephant gun, and what's really cool is that the counselors hated this gun at first because Zach, who is playing right now, made it fire way too much, and everyone's like, it looks really cool, but it's really freaking annoying hearing it fire like every 10 seconds. So you can see here we're in the build phase right now, and they're going to set up the map so that they don't lose. You can see here this map features a nice little gargoyle oil trap that you can kind of put these out, and it throws balding oil over the enemies because that's you know, a very nice thing to do. You just stand in it. Delicious. Luckily there is no friendly fire. But also it combos with fire attack. So if you use Huntress's piercing shot or you use fireball tower, it'll actually catch enemies on fire. So sweet. I don't think I've seen this map played in the level 20 level range before, so it'll be really interesting. Guys, see here there are 2 main cores that you have to protect. Basically with the idea being that the prince and his family are inside, and you're protecting them from the incoming Old One invasion. Now you may ask why the Old Ones are attacking the prince and his family, and it is because their throne is made out of an Eternia crystal, which may have sounded like a cool idea, but was apparently a mistake. So now they're trying to get it back and get it defend them. And then you lose, and then you actually get to defend the Eternia crystal in the throne.
So we're gonna go ahead and give away our second poster pack.
Before we do, can they enter again?
Yes.
Oh man,
Exactly. If you want to enter, go ahead and type in hashtag DD2. If you're on the front page, go ahead and click here to watch this chat. Little link, and come on in and type in hashtag DD2, and you'll be entered into a giveaway to our brand new posters for DD2 that are really cool. I think you can kind of see it.
Blossom Leet. You can look at 2 of them at the bottom of the page. They
So
each
dope.
feature one of our heroes. They're like the old 1950s style of propaganda posters, and it's basically our heroes owning enemies. We're trying to think about what's the theme of these posters, and we're like our heroes being badass. So we haven't released the Apprentice one yet. We're gonna release that one tomorrow on Facebook and Twitter. But you can take a look at the Huntress and the Monk and the Squire one below. What's your favorite, Josh?
I really like the monk one.
I like the Monk one too. That was my idea. So the Monk one's the best. I had some funnier catchphrases for it, but they were all turned down.
I don't like that.
You may have gone
You
too
don't
far.
like the Monk one?
I'm just messing.
Oh, good. The Monk one's the best, man. We were here all weekend trying to come up with an idea for the Monk.
I think my favorite is probably the Apprentice or Squire.
Really? Okay, the Apprentice one wasn't my idea, so that's...
So we're gonna ignore that.
They're all thanks to Enrique, though, because he drew them and made them awesome. And ideas mean nothing. Actually, they really kind of do mean nothing. Unfortunately. So yeah, they're awesome, and I can't wait. We don't even have any of them for the office yet. So I can't wait to print a couple out and give them away. So does this like giveaway thing work in like real time?
Yep.
How many people do we have enter now?
We have 331. This is your last chance. I'm about to cut you off and then laugh in your face.
Oh man, okay, so poster giveaway. And signed posters?
They are signed.
Sign? Oh man, we're gonna Josh is gonna make us all sign them.
Unless you don't want our handwriting on them.
We can sign the back of them.
You can have like a double-sided.
Our signatures aren't the important ones. Though. We have the important people to sign.
I feel really good. All right. Our
I'm just
second. Hold on. Let me go back. All right. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna assume you said yes because I can't hear you for another minute. So our second poster pack winner is Eskier. Eskier. I'll write your name in the chat. If you are here, please say something in the chat and we'll give you a poster pack. If you're not here, we will re-roll and you will not get your posters and you will be sad forever.
Oh, I think
Oh,
you responded.
he
Oh,
just
dang,
responded.
sweet. You just won a poster pack. These things are awesome. They're actually, I think, the coolest, like, print media thing that we've ever made at Trendy. So I'm pretty excited. Our DD1 stuff and our early QQ stuff was not nearly as cool as this. So right now, guys, we're playing Dungeon Defenders 2. Dungeon Defenders 2 is a 4-player... I'm not looking at the camera ever. I didn't even know what it was. Dungeon Defenders 2 is a 4-player co-op action tower defense game. It is awesome. You can slaughter orcs, you can slaughter goblins, you can slaughter little kobolds that have bombs strapped to their backs because they're really sad.
That is the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
And flying kobolds and purple dinosaurs. There's lots of stuff to kill and it is fun. And there's lots of ways to kill it. You can see here that right now we have our fireball traps. AoE taking out all these enemies. The apprentice using his tornado ability, which is awesome. It's CC, it throws enemies up into the air. It also deals lightning damage, so if the enemies are wet, it will electrocute them. And I cannot tell you how much fun it is to watch a wet enemy flailing in the air, being electrocuted. It's very satisfying, especially if it's a dinosaur.
So is Witherbeast the final name? Did we finally
Yep,
decide on that?
yep. That was actually a counselor thing. We asked the counselor
Yeah.
what we wanted the name to be, like a couple months, more than a couple months. He was our first dinosaur.
I like that you keep calling him a dinosaur.
He is.
I don't think that's canon. That it's like actually a dinosaur, but it could be. We can let the council
it's not,
decide.
Dude, Brett, do you guys want it to be a dinosaur? I think that would be pretty cool.
They are time traveling dinosaurs.
Well, Dungeon Defenders could take place a long, long time ago. We haven't established that yet. The lore is still being written.
I'm really sad that they weren't called Crystal Stallion.
Yeah, that was a fun name, but it was a little...
It was a tad bit wordy.
It was a bit wordy.
But the
Yeah,
stallions are coming.
Not really
Yes,
descriptive
that
of
was
what
the
they're
only
doing.
problem with it.
I kind of like that though.
But we could have had like a
That could be
mount
like-
system, so we could take them over and
Oh,
ride
you
them.
mean like in Shadows of Mordor?
Yeah.
I do think that Dungeon Defenders could use a
Which
mount.
is a fantastic game.
It is. Man, now I'm thinking about having a mount system in Dungeon Defenders too.
I don't.
It's not gonna happen, guys. We still have to make pets, and I'm not gonna say something that Brad will be very angry at me for saying. This is gonna be on stream in a few minutes, but
you
yeah.
guys should
So
spam it when you get
probably
to the
no
stream.
mounts, but you should ask him for mounts because it'll be really funny. Because everyone loves mounts. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We're playing one of the hard level 20 ranges here. You can see we have 2 counselors. We have Steven, we have Zach in this game, and they are about to lose. Or hopefully not. It all depends on how the randomization works. We will see what comes in the 4th wave. So let's see. So you guys can see at the top of these wave things, you can see these are 2 magic resist lanes we have right here. And then it looks like the other side of the map kind of generated as physical resist lanes. So one of the big things in Dungeon Defenders 2 is magic versus physical resist. If things resist magic, then you should use physical. And the opposite on the other side. And they'll randomize within those kind of elemental resistances, so you never, at least in this game mode, set up a lane and then all of a sudden be like, oh man, I'm screwed because it's switch resistance type. But you may have to kind of consider where you are and what you do based on the enemies that spawn. So, question time? What questions do you guys have? We'll answer some questions, some comments. Can items and stuff get out of control in this game. It's why I stopped playing the first one. The loot system is entirely different in this game. However, the answer is that we don't know if they can get out of control, and we don't think so. But it is a game, and all games are programmed by people, and people are people. So, if you want to help us test if they can get out of control, please click the link below and join our Defense Council and play to the max level, and let us know if you think that we did a better job than in the original Dungeon Defenders. What do you think, Steven? Putting you on the spot here. You played the most out of all of us in game.
Definitely a lot less crazy.
It's definitely a lot less crazy than DD1.
That's the box quote right there.
That's the box. No, the game is crazier, but the loot stats are less crazy. One of the things that we've been trying to do in DD2 is give you really cool special stuff that you can have, so the end game is not as reliant on, oh man, I got my stat up an extra 1,000 points. Instead it's like, oh man, my frost tower increases 1% of more. You're like, that's awesome. Speaking of which, why don't you use the frost tower?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Don't got it all the way up. I want to see if we can do that. It is. Can you make it happen?
So
It happened, but there's
Yeah.
so many visual effects you couldn't see.
So can you explain the floating blue icons over enemy
Ah,
heads?
yes. So that was a part of the Apprentice revamp that I didn't get to. So one of the things that we kind of figured out after playing with all the heroes when we first implemented them is that they were not as fun to play with as a normal action game. And while that's not really a problem for the original Dungeon Defenders and maybe this franchise in general, we were like, you know what, we want to spice this up. So we tried to add in some multi-layers of interaction. Oh man, you just saw there's an enemy with this character. So the Apprentice, he actually marks enemies. Every time you shoot an enemy, they're marked. You can see here they get this little blue dot above their head. And then marked enemies can be targeted differently. So the Apprentice's first ability is Arcane Volley, and it's actually a homing missile that shoots at marked enemies. So you can shoot a bunch of enemies and mark them, and then you can press 1, and if you do that now, please, Steven, boom, you can see it homes and attacks this enemy. All of his other marked enemies get dealt more damage from all of the Apprentice's powers, so if you want, you can kind of level that thing up and then take a step back and just mark an enemy and watch your towers destroy them. Also, your abilities deal more damage to a bunch of other fun stuff. So basically, it's a really cool interaction mechanic with Apprentice. And I hope that we get the opportunity to add more fun stuff like that for the other hero revamps after we get feedback and go through them. There's been a lot of cool ideas. Let's see what's in this lane. Something mean?
I guess we'll just have to find out.
I don't know if it's a special mean thing though. Is it? Nah. It's just a bunch of warboards.
I don't know, there's been a bug where it won't show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, well then I hope it's something special. What other questions do we have? Why did you go free to play? Is there a chance you can use a legitimate business model instead? So I think that I would consider the business model that we will be using legitimate. We're actually going to be passing by a lot of our decisions on what will be free to play from the counselors itself. And you know what I would say is that we will not be selling any gameplay advantage. We will be selling cosmetics and other fun stuff like that. There's no monetization in the game at all right now. And I think all of you are going to really enjoy what we end up putting together. There will be no gameplay advantage. There will be no boosts or shortcuts for individuals. So I think you all enjoy it. We actually have a thread available on our blog. It's a couple weeks old right now. It has a couple hundred comments about what you guys would like to see in a free-to-play game and what you guys would not like to see in a free-to-play game. So if you guys want, you can head over there and let us know what you think. Let's see. Hey, Dev, it seems like the effects are a bit overbearing. Will there be a way to tune it down a bit? Well, this is the end game, so the effects are way drawn up than in the previous one, but I think the answer to that is that if there's enough demand from the council, then from eventually our players to tone it down, then we certainly will. It's something that we're constantly playing with, which is, we make it awesome, and how awesome can it be, and is it too awesome when it all works together, and do we have to tone stuff back? And that's something that we've been working on a lot. I think you'll notice in the first game, one of our big focuses here, we're making auras. Oh man, you guys can get some special enemies. Been kind of making auras way less overpowering so you can see the rest of the map. Oh man, it's the War boss. all these flame towers are just wrecking everything. So I think these. Oh man, you guys destroyed it so quickly.
Do you want to explain special enemies?
Yeah, so our game has special enemies. You may recognize these kind of from other loot games. They're basically special versions with special abilities of other enemies. They're pretty huge. I keep asking the dog to kill them up every time that I see them. And they're pretty scary and they're a lot of fun to fight. It looks like they're in wave 3 and this line of defense has fallen. So we'll see if they're able to back it up and save the throne room regarding the Aeternium. Let's see what we have from the forums. How many DLC expansion packs are you planning? So we're actually planning no DLC expansion packs for Dungeon Defenders 2. Oh man, there's some skeletons there. I think that you guys are gonna loot.
Not convinced.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Alright, we'll see what happens.
Oh, the Squire just used Seismic Slam. So the Squire has an ability where he can slam the ground and stun everyone. Oh. You got this.
So you can see now the enemies are all being let into the throne room in order to kind of attack the prince and his family. It's your fault, Steven.
Yeah. Newspaper is
that
gonna
plot
say.
point is your fault. Cool. So yeah. So back to the DLC question for a second. I think to reiterate enough. Yes, this game will be free to play, and it will not have DLC like the first game. All of the main heroes will be free. We actually don't really know what we're doing at all for monetization yet. We're just focused on making a fun core game experience. What we do know is that there will be no gameplay advantage ever in the game at all to be purchased. So we're kind of excited. One of our goals with the first game when we released it at $15 and discounted, it was just we wanted as many people to play as possible. And one of the nice things now is that you can make a game where even more people can play than that. So we're pretty excited. There's one thing before when you're like, oh man, I'm going to buy this game on sale so my friends can play with me. And now you get to be, oh man, my friends can just play with me. So we're excited. Will the cash items be tradable in game? We don't know. Actually, there is nothing tradable in game right now. The cash items will only be cosmetics, so I imagine that they will be tradable. But we don't have a trading system in the game currently.
Ooh, are there any skin designs that your team has in mind?
There are, and actually there are some that you guys can pick as well. So I think actually our counselor's already designed a skin. It is a farmer monk skin that we're going to be implementing into the game. We also have, I think, a couple concept art and maybe even some modeled out now, but we still don't have the cosmetic system developed for the game yet. Like I said, we're focusing on the core gameplay. So we just want to make the game as fun and the best Dungeon Defenders experience it can be, and worry about everything else after that. Let's see. What have you done to make the game control better? DDE feels horribly to try and control with a mouse and keyboard. Well, that is true. Sorry. DDE. But we've actually, the controls in Dungeon Defenders 2 are pretty fairly different from the first game and from DDE. We were really focused on just making a game that is meant to be played with mouse and keyboard first and foremost. And we kind of done that for all the menus and all of the controls. And from there, we'll actually be developing a completely separate UI and game system for controller. So controller players will also have the benefit. I think that it's important to say that for a loot game, you really can't make one system that's the best for both. So we're trying to focus on mouse and keyboard first and go from there. Will there be a play game mode that has further access into the game or more features than free to play? So like I said, now we don't really know our monetization. Right now we're just trying to make a great game. And then we're going to do everything from there. There will be no gameplay advantage in the game ever. We're looking to follow models kind of like Path of Exile or Dota 2. We think those are the experiences that we enjoy. And those are the experiences that fans of the first game enjoy as well. So that's the kind of game that we're going to try to make. When will open testing be, if any? We don't know. Right now, it's kind of up to the counselors and us to decide. We're doing a very soft, slow launch of Dungeon Defenders 2. We want to make it as good as possible. So I think the answer is going to be when it's ready.
Someone wants to know about Mac support.
There is a secret Mac build somewhere on a computer in the office that we haven't built in a very long time. We really just wanted to focus on PC first, have everyone in the studio focused on the game and making the game great, then going from there into Mac. So Mac and Linux.
Hmm.
So you want to play another map, Steven?
Yeah.
Maybe. Are you the leader? Oh, you're not.
Looks like Zach.
Zach's the leader. Zach, you get to pick our map. Oh man.
He said he's
That's-
busy. Come back later.
Oh, we can show off the maps here. So there's 10 maps in the game right now. We're on the level 20 playlist. On this playlist, each map has 2 difficulty modes. Every map and every playlist and the different difficulty modes are different. So you're kind of, when you graduate to a new playlist, you have a bunch of new maps you can play. Steven,
It's
stop
one of those
quitting
special
out.
bugs.
Yeah, that's one of the special bugs. I love that bug.
It's one of my special powers. is
Did you get kicked out too, Zach?
Yep.
Oh man, it's a server-wide special bug. You can tell Chris that.
I'm running there right now.
Steven's like, yes, back to work.
Someone said the art direction for this game is amazing. That dude should get a raise.
Well, those dudes
Those-
and
that
females, which is a large team, definitely should. So if you want to support them, then you should tweet at them,
Mhm.
or I think Josh was posting some of their Twitter accounts and just let them know the game is gorgeous, because they've kind of slaved over this for the last year and 3 months now,
Yep.
year and 4 months now. That's how long the game's been in development, and they just kind of done a
So you know,
fantastic
right?
job. So.
Yeah, and as I send you guys these links, you should also check out their other art. They do incredible work in their off time, as well as at work. Those guys just keep making art 24/7.
So, see, we're getting a bunch of questions now. So, show the options menu. The option menu sucks, but we will show it to you. The option menu is old, it's pre-alpha, it's all purpley, but you can see here there's key bindings, there's nice scrolling, so you can scroll down and do all the key bindings.
That
There's-
next gen scrolling.
Right, that next gen scrolling. There's some video settings, there's full screen windowed. There's a couple of resolutions. I know you guys are going to want more. There's your audio settings. There's some interface settings. You can hide stuff. You can hide different parts of the interface if you don't want it. Those are all the options we have right now. If you want more options, then I'm going to promote joining the Defense Council and creating a thread that's called I Want More Options. And please don't use all capital letters, because Josh will kill me if I suggest that. And then from that thread, oh man, we're gonna hide everything? Oh cool, yeah, let's do that. Oh, whoops. Twitch does not like that option. That's a good bug. Here we go. Alright, cool.
Back normal.
Sweet. Alright, so guys, for those of you just tuning in, and then we'll get back to questions, this is Dungeon Defenders 2. This is the pre-alpha. No, we do not know when we are going to release it. We're in pre-alpha right now. We actually have a few very limited spaces available on our site. If you want to join in and play, you can actually jump in and play with Steven right now if you go to our site to buy access. And then if you do that, all we ask is that you then let us know what you think on the Defense Council forum so we can help make the game the best it can be. So let's go through some questions now. I called the QR code and DD1 and never got a response.
That's on you, Josh.
No, that was on other Josh and
No,
me.
but he has a special relation with everything.
I to this day I still hate the artist who put that QR code into the game.
So there's an artist who's still on the team. He's been responsible for all the amazing visual effects, in this game. So the artist that you just think, and a couple of other us thought it would be fun to put a QR code in the first game that didn't do anything. And then when we tried to get it to do something, we had lost the access number to the phone number that the QR code was connected to. And basically, to this day, Josh hates every single one of us for that. So we're very sorry. If we put a QR code in this game,
You better not.
we promise.
Stay away.
We're now much more organized. We have like things that go beyond Google Docs.
There are several hidden QR codes in the game.
And those were fun days.
and we will not lose the information. Right. Other questions. How has the loot system changed and what would you compare it to? What makes the system better than the previous one? That's a fantastic question. So the loot system has changed a lot. I think the first part that I'll really go into is that the loot system is completely new. So more than changed, it is different. one of my favorite things that we've added is actually a special stat system. So there are stats that can increase the range of your defenses, there are stats that can increase the power of individual defenses, there are stats that increase your experience and currency and all those sorts of fun stuff. So I think that's one of the kind of biggest additions to the system. So now loot can give you other ways to become better. For example, what are you doing, Steven? Taking a bath. While he's taking a bath, there's actually there's loot that can increase your health regen and all sorts of fun stuff. So that's one major change. In terms of what you're asking about, just kind of the RNG problems, the loot is generated completely differently right now. This loot system we have a lot more control over than the loot system that existed in DD1. So we expect a lot of feedback from you guys on basically how to keep it in check and also make it awesome. And you can see we've already asked kind of Steven over here how he feels the endgame is, and he says much less crazy than DD1. Which, to quote him, that's exactly what he said, and I think that's reminiscent of the game itself. So, and actually, so now to answer more of your questions, we're gonna have senior producer Brad Logston come in, and he's basically going to respond to your guys' feedback. So, welcome, Brad.
You want me to jump out?
Sure. We're gonna kick out Josh.
Oh. I'll miss you, Josh.
I'll miss you.
Brad, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brad Logston. I'm the
Camera's over
senior.
there.
Oh, sorry, camera. I'm senior producer for the Dungeon Defenders franchise, and I'm really excited about all of you joining the Defense Council. We've been reading your feedback and talking a lot about it internally already. It's so much fun to see you guys coming and commenting, and we really appreciate all the kind words, and actually probably even more so we appreciate all the information you're giving us on things that you want to see improved. We've been working on this for about a year so far, give or take, and we have been waiting for this moment for a very long time. You know, we had about 500-ish people have been playing it up until now, but now that the gates have widened, we're getting such cool new notes and feedback, and it's a lot of fun. So thanks for playing, we really like that, and I can't wait to see what questions you guys have.
Sweet. So we're gonna start with Kai C, and he says, "How is EU supported?"
How is EU supported? So right now what we're doing, and this is an iterative feature, but basically we have a regioning system that separates matchmaking pools into currently North America and Europe. Our plan is to expand that later on, but basically depending on, kind of like, it's like we basically know where your IP address is coming from when it comes to geolocation, and we use that to determine which region that you're matchmaking into. So if your IP is from a European geolocation, we use that to put you on European dedicated servers, and if you're from a North American geolocation, we put you on North American dedicated servers. This is kind of the first iteration of this. We have a lot of things we're going to do to make this better. We're planning to segment out even more into those different markets to increase pings so you guys can have better, or decrease ping I should say, so you have better pings when you're playing. And we're also going to add, eventually we're hoping to add some UI elements so you actually can select which region you're in. So you can say, oh hey, I want to be in this region or be in that region. Right now it's hard set, so when you're doing public group matching, you go to whichever region you're associated with. We're also planning to add in some widening tech down the road where if you don't find a good match for where you're at right now, it'll expand out basically region by region so you can find better players. We don't have localization right now, but we do support localization in the engine, and we've done localization in the past on DD1 and Dungeon Defenders Eternity. That's going to be coming down the road. So look for localized versions of the game sometime soon.
But I promise you this time we will not translate it.
Yes, that's right. I've heard about those stories. No.
So next question. So just for everyone who's tuning in, this is Dungeon Defenders 2. The pre-alpha is available now at our site. You can join the Defense Council and help us make it better at DungeonDefenders2.com. And we have senior producer Brad Logston with us answering your questions. And if you don't want to ask questions and you want to win posters, then please type #DD2 into the chat. If you're watching this on the front page, jump into the chat, type #DD2, and we're giving away rare signed poster sets for joining the Defense Council.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next question. So Bex120 asks, how many maps will the final game consist of? And if there are not going to be expansion packs, how will the map system work?
So that's a fun question because our plans for how many maps we're going to release is infinite. And that's really stemmed to the fact that our plan is for Dungeon Defenders 2 to support a game that's alive for as long as you guys want to play it. I mean, 4 years, 9 years, 10 years, you guys pick. Right now, we are building maps based on regions. So all the maps you've played currently are all what we call Region 1. And we're trying to put about 10 to 11 maps in a region. Our eventual hope is to cap them off with a boss fight experience that kind of ties to the theme of that region. We already are working on maps for Region 2, and the boss fight is also being worked on. And we'll keep on expanding and going through that as we go. Another aspect of our maps, though, is that we really try to find ways to make these things infinitely replayable. So there's this really cool system about called Wave Director that maybe I can talk about a little bit later, depending on how much time we have after questions. And our goal is to make the maps very dynamic and very changing, so you can always see new experiences whenever you play. We also have, actually right now, we're about to kick off our next milestone, or we're doing that now, and we're starting to prototype some new game mode changes. So we haven't implemented any of those yet. They're not going to be probably for a couple months. We want to make sure we get them right and they're fun. But we're starting to work on new game modes to even change up the core experience. Maybe some things that you've seen before with challenge modes, but to be honest, they also will be completely different. And we'll be honest, feel free to create ideas in the forums and talk to us about it if you'd like. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on what you might want to see Dungeon Defenders game modes evolve to down the road.
So we have a question from Monster Dun, KDNT.
Okay.
It says, are you senior producer because of your rank or because you're clearly older?
Oh man, you know. So we're in Gainesville, Florida, right? And Gainesville, Florida is a college town. I moved here, well, I guess a year and a half ago or so, and it's very interesting being in a college town and being, you know, I'm in my early 30s because you know I moved here from Houston. You're in Houston, you're like the normal age group person. And then you move to Gainesville where the average age is like 23 or 24 and you feel like you're an old man. So I'm going to go with the age thing for this one, to be honest, because that's sometimes how it feels. For what it's worth, this beard is not normal. I usually shave a lot for, you know, trying to not look old in this town.
But he saved it just for you guys.
Yeah, it's the launch beard. I think both Phil and I have that going on right now.
Moving on to another question from KNE Tog. Is there such a thing as skills customization? For example, can the Wizard's Tornado duration be larger or extend the target down, etc.?
So you guys have seen our spec nodes feature, and spec nodes are one way that we can modify skills as players grow. So you can do things like, you know, there's a spec node I think on the Apprentice where the Flameburst Tower has a chance to fire twice instead of once. And we've basically done the first pass of spec nodes. I think we have 6 of them in right now. Looking over at Steven to confirm to make sure I don't say something wrong. That's just the first step. We're planning to add more. I don't know. I'm kind of giving you guys things that we may or may not do because we're still figuring out a lot of this stuff on our own. There is ideas for things like skill trees and being able to modify abilities more dramatically. I know it's something that Phil has smiled a lot about whenever those designs have come up.
What we're focusing on now, though, is just more spec nodes. We have a thread on the blog if you guys want to suggest spec nodes for us to implement into the game. A very common defense counselor request is to have a lot of spec nodes and let you choose between them. So those are all things that we're working on now.
But we're open to other ideas too. So please, you know, give us suggestions on where you might want to see those systems go.
So Bent XSR asks, "Our character is going to be saved server side this time around? I love this game and the expansions of the first one, but not having server side characters ruined the game."
Yes. So all characters are saved server side. Dungeon Defenders 2 is an online experience. Everything that you do is being saved on our backend platform, Playverse. When you level up, when you gain gear, everything is all done and saved persistently. So not only does that allow you to make sure you're guaranteed to have all your information safe, but it also helps us guarantee that the stuff is going to be secure, and you know you won't have someone local hacking something and giving themselves gear.
So Exotic Toucan wants to know, is DD2 going to be a MOBA?
Steven couldn't help but chuckling on that one. We have no plans right now for DD2 to be a MOBA. You know, a lot of you guys know the history from DD2. There was a history in its development where it was kind of heading down the MOBA route, and you know, we had a lot of heart-to-hearts with ourselves trying to figure out if that was the game we wanted to make, and we also heard a lot of feedback from our fans saying they wanted something that was more like a spiritual successor for the first game. So that's what we're making, and we're all in. We're pot committed in making the best Dungeon Defenders 2 experience that we can based on kind of the direction we're going. There's a lot of cool game modes that we can create. There's a lot of things that we can do with creative designs, but we have no plans to do a MOBA.
Yes, so as you guys heard, and if you're just tuning in, Dungeon Defenders 2 is an action tower defense game. It's 4-player co-op. You can slaughter enemies. There are lots of enemies to slaughter, or for your defenses to slaughter. You can see he's killing a mage right now and a goblin, and what's that? That's a kobold with a bomb trapped to its back crime. So lots of fun stuff to do that involves killing enemies, either you or your defense. Right now,
is that a legendary right there?
No.
Nope. I thought he had a legendary for a second.
Right now we're doing question and answers. So we have Deadeye OO wants to know what game engine.
Yeah, so we've built Dungeon Defenders 2 on Unreal Engine 3. We've heavily modified it over the years, but that's what it's built on.
So Scuba Steve OO wants to know, will there be character wipes through the alpha, and will you be able to carry your characters to the live game when it is released?
Right. So that's a question that I get asked a lot, actually, not just from you guys, but from Phil and the community team. Yes, we're probably going to do at least one character wipe. Our goal is to minimize those as much as possible, but there's a lot of new systems and features we're going to be adding in. There's one big one we've talked about a little bit, which is the idea we might decide to do, which is the account leveling feature. And if we do that, that would require a character wipe. Our goal, though, is to minimize them. You know, the target is one. We spend the next couple of months working with you guys, adding in a few other persistency features and changing loot systems, and then do one big wipe and then go from there. Our hope is also that when we get heading into the free-to-play launch and we go live, that the characters stay persistent. They just keep on going. But a lot of that's just going to be working with you guys. One thing we want to hear is if you feel like something's really broken or the loot system is really bad, we'd rather have the freedom to work with you on finding a fix, resetting and making it better than just trying to patch it and like cobble it together, and we're in this early stage.
So Mindam wants to know that it looks exactly like DD1. What's
Looks exactly like DD1. Well, there's a lot of things that we've done that are different in DD2. I mean, first off, in my personal opinion, I think the art style has evolved quite a lot. I can see where you might feel like the cartoonish approach is still there, but if you look at the VFX, there's some things we've really done cool with the way we approach doing visual effects in our game. DD1 was a lot more traditional VFX with using very traditional approaches to how you make things move and how you produce those content. Now we do everything in very hand-drawn flipbook style VFX, a lot more like a cartoon, and how animators animate VFX. And that's created a very cool visual style to how the game moves and breathes when you have things going on. Gameplay-wise, there's so many, I can't even go through all the differences. One big thing that I think is very cool that we've done is we've really changed the way that players do actions in DD2 to make sure they're never taken out of the action. So when you place towers or you upgrade things or when you build things, you're never locked in place. It was a big rule for us when we started to make sure that the player never felt like they lost control, and something we've really, really enjoyed. One other thing that I'll mention is that in DD1, when you built towers or used abilities, all that came out of the same mana pool. And we found, both in internal talks and talking to people, that usually meant that you were kind of hesitant to use your abilities because you always wanted to use that mana to upgrade or build towers. We've segregated those two things out now, so ability interactions and tower interactions are completely separate mana pools. We have other ideas to make that even cooler when it comes to the way abilities work and making them even easier to use. But we think those have really changed the way you use abilities and play the game.
Sweet. So let's see. We have for Juicy, how do you plan to combat creatures? Will there be a recording?
Will there be a recording? Okay, so
Brad doesn't like me.
No, it's a good question. I think the griefing is kind of an interesting thing, right? Because we want to make sure that players that are really ruining the experience for everyone else, we have a way to deal with them, whether it be reporting or kicking or anything like that. And those are always kind of the fallback mechanism. But we think the better approach to the things that we're trying to do are create rewards for positive play. So one thing that's a kind of hidden mechanic that's in the game right now that we're hoping to do more stuff with is a social score system. And as people are, our plans to expand it down the road, like as we build the game, when people do actions that are positive, maybe when they help other players learn how to play the game, they can increase their social score, their social standing, and that can have different things that can improve, whether it be, the ability to become the person that selects the map more frequently than others, or the ability to have a special title associated with their character, maybe improvements to loot drops, and there's a lot of different things that we can do. But we really want to make it more, instead of punishing people who are doing things badly, we want to really encourage or incentivize players that play well and are a positive aspect of the community. There's a lot of talks in the game development community about how to do this, and we're looking at those a lot and trying to see what people are doing, and we're hoping to do some of our own unique stuff to make that a good piece. But we also will eventually add things like kicking mechanics in too, just to help protect.
So IXLL says, how can you play with a wizard if magic is not real?
Oh man, well, there was a time when everyone thought that lighting fire and doing other things were magic. If you saw someone fly a plane, you think that was magic. You never know what might be possible 200 years down the road from now.
Or in the past, Josh and I already said that maybe because they're dinosaurs.
There you go.
It takes place a long, long time.
That's
ago.
right. That's right. So
Vex120 wants to know the elemental combo system is amazing. How did you come up with that idea?
So it's interesting. One of the things that we have a number of pillars, and one of the things we talked about a lot back when we were first starting a year or so ago was how do we amplify or how do we complement the cooperative gameplay experience where it's really exciting to play with other players, And we wanted one of the first. It came up really fast. It's like, well, number one in that is being able to do things together, like being able to have the things that you do interact with the things that other people do. And I think the very first thing that we did with this was really, I think, the oil flask, where you could drop oil on someone with one thing and then light the ball on fire. But we were really looking at ways that players could play together, and it was a very natural extension. To be honest, and the designer's opinion, not just my own, we think that we have so much more to do than we've done so far. I think we've done one we call a hero revamp, where what we've learned so far, we've kind of revamped the apprentice and changed the way he played from, if you ask some of the old defense counselors, where he was like even 4 months ago, and now we reworked his entire kit. We're going to do that to all 4 heroes to push the combo system even further. We really want really fun, unique ways for players to interact. We think that really makes it very enjoyable, and we're glad that you guys are enjoying it so far.
So GamersNet says, take my money. We don't want to take your money, but
No.
if you would like to join the Defense Council and basically help play DD2 early and help make it great and provide your feedback, then you can actually join the Defense Council now on our forum.
And guys, guys and girls, I want to emphasize with you guys so much where we are right now and how we've gotten to the level. You guys are really excited about what you're playing, you're enjoying what you see. It wouldn't exist this way if it wasn't for the current Defense Council. They've been playing, I want to say since since November of last year. We would do live streams with them, we would talk with them. They don't always see all the stuff that we're doing behind the scenes because we're really busy trying to make a great game, but we would meet once a week for months and months on end and go through their feedback and talk about it and action on it. The game would not be the way it is right now if it hadn't been for their participation, and we need that from you. I mean, the where we've gotten so far and where we're going to go next is going to be really dependent on how much you guys participate and tell us what you want. So please, come and play the game. Give us your notes. Tell us what you hate. We're going to take all of that and really work on it.
And tell us what you love.
And tell us what you love. I'm always in the mindset of trying to.
Otherwise, it's bad. So, for those of you also just tuning in, we only have a couple minutes left. But if you want to win a signed poster pack for Join the Defense Council for Dungeon Defenders 2, type #DD2 into the chat window. You can join our channel if you're on the front page and type in #DD2, and you may be able to win. We have a couple more questions. We just have a little bit more of Brad's time here.
Yeah.
Here's a question from Scuba Steve again. Will there be a survival mode in DD2?
So, I'm thinking yes. One thing that we're doing right now, I think I mentioned before, is we're going to be doing prototypes in this next, we call milestones. We develop our product in milestones, usually about 6 weeks long, and one of the goals for this next milestone is start exploring new game mode options. One of the ones we've talked about is survival, we've talked about hardcore mode, we've talked about other modes that I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on yet. So if that's what you guys want and that's something that we find is really fun when we're starting to prototype, yes, survival can be there.
We have a question from, oh man, too many questions are coming in, from Zaldarin. So when it comes to balancing, such as nerfing a tower, or even buffing one or maybe skill instead, is there anything that will determine what will happen this time around?
So balancing is a really tricky animal, and a lot of it comes down to, I guess it's 2 different pieces. One, we do a lot of spreadsheet balancing, like simulation and spreadsheets, and looking at numbers and seeing, time to kill of a tower versus a thing. How do buffs and debuff, the combo system, how does that interact with balance? Stun locks and timings and things like that. And that's a big part of it. And so we use that to make those decisions. And sometimes it'll be okay if we've seen, like, for example, if one tower is used by everybody and the amount of things that they're killing is significantly higher than all the rest of them, we have to look at that and figure out what we're going to do. Another big part of that is we play our game a lot. We have a design team. We're getting ready for this build that you guys have now. Mike, they were going through and playing the game over and over and over again. Every balance change they made, they were analyzing over and over and over again, constant play testing, and that really helps inform decisions. During early access, I imagine balance will change pretty dramatically because we're going to be getting feedback from you guys, looking at our metrics. We get a lot of metrics that tell us what you guys are doing and making decisions. But as we go forward, one thing that we're really mindful of is the way you guys play the game can have a really big impact on what we decide to change. And we've been trying to do this a lot where we communicate with the council and communicate with you guys going forward when we're going to make changes to see how you guys think about it before we do them, especially dramatic ones. They were going to significantly change the balance of a tower that we've been a lot of people using. You'll see us posting a thread saying, hey guys, this is a balancing problem. We're thinking about doing this. What do you guys think? And you'll have an opportunity to talk with us about that and discuss it before we put those changes in the game.
Awesome. So Spy behind you. So for everyone who's just
Spy
tuning
behind
in-
me?
Yeah, there's not, but he has a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Java. Actually, this is the person who's responsible for the QR code, which you're complaining about. He's off camera right now. I don't know if he wants to pop in. So if you guys need someone to complain about for that, that's Java Hawk over here. Yeah, so lots of people are asking where you can get Dungeon Defenders 2. So if you want to, you can actually get access to the build we're playing right now. Play on live with Steve and Zach on our website at www.dungeondefenders.com. You can join the Defense Council and help us make DD2 great. The Spy behind you, who's not behind you but has a question, and we'll do 3 more questions.
Okay.
Wants to know, will you guys keep the way you upgrade your loot? If not, how will it be different in the sequel?
So,
Steven, if you wanna loot upgrading.
Yeah, go with the enhancement wheel.
He's busy playing around.
Yeah, so the item enhancement shop, the enhancement wheel. Will we keep it? Well, we really like it. If you guys absolutely want us to change things, we're willing to talk about that. The big thing right now is that what you guys see in the current build is about a third of what we have planned for this feature. And a lot of the feedback we're getting right now is usually oriented toward things that we're already planning to change. So for example, the way that items grow and the way that they enhance, there's a lot more stuff that's going to happen in the near term to make those rewards feel a lot more rewarding. To be honest, I agree with this. The item up enhancement system right now is not very rewarding. When you put points into it, it's not really dramatically changing the item. Ask me that question in about 4 months, and I bet you the opinion's going to be dramatically different. I'm tempted to tell them. I'll let you guys find out. There's some really cool things we have planned for how, when you enhance an item, the things that you can customize and the way it can change are going to be a lot more cooler. But that said, it's something we want to have a dialogue with you guys about. So post about it. We can post a thread, get a thread going, and discuss that as we make decisions on how we move forward from there.
Man, you keep upgrading these things like crazy, Steven.
Just 4 levels.
This is like 4 levels at a time. Using all this epic gear.
Yeah.
Alright, so Veloxinus, this is the first of the last 3, wants to know if pets are going to make a comeback.
Yes.
Perfect.
Pets are most certainly making a comeback. We've actually been talking about them quite a bit lately. We've gone through 2 or 3 iterations on the designs already. I think I overheard you guys talking about there are some concept art that is floating around. The pet system that we're planning to do, which I'm not going to leak at this point, has some really cool new twists to it compared to what we did in DD1. Nothing too dramatic, just new ways that you can interact with your pets and change your pets over time. But it's something that we're currently working on. It's on our pipe. So,
Second question.
Yep.
PVT Pickles wants to know, will you add a dance option?
Oh man, where's Danny? So I would love for you guys to start a thread about this because it's something that we have talked about a number of times. You can attention that thread to Danny Araya, our creative director on the content team. But yes, it's something that we talk about a lot, and we'd love to see how much you guys like a dance feature. There's a number of us that have opinions on it, and it'd be great to see if you guys think the same as us.
So, Defier says, I see that you said there will be no gameplay advantage, but is it really that way if you can get a boost?
We're talking about monetization?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm tempted to just, okay. Let me put it this way. There is nothing that we're going to do when it comes to things that you pay for that will give you an advantage over somebody else. Anything that affects people will affect everybody. And we really want to make sure that, you know, if there's a change to experience gain or loot drop chance or anything like that, it's always something that everyone can feel positive about. So we're not going to do anything where you can sit there and buy an increased loot chance or buy currency that you can use to impact things like item enhancement or anything like that. We really want to provide things that are outside of the game loop. So cosmetic changes, inventory expansions, ways to customize your towers, customize your character, ways to customize your nameplates and the way your character looks, those kind of things. That's a big thing for us. You know, we talk about this a lot internally, where we want to make sure every time someone spends or invests money, it's always positive, and we want to work with you guys a lot to make sure that takes place. But I promise you, like, cross my heart, you'll never see gameplay advantage. I don't believe. No, none of us believe in that.
So thanks, Brad, for joining us. You may see him again briefly tomorrow at our live stream at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brad.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And if you guys have questions for him, once again, join the Defense Council forum and let us know what you think, and we'll respond.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's too ridiculous.
By the way, I'm